evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Monday, July 7th, 2025. I'm Rihanna Nikram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. The Caribbean community turns 52 as leaders call for stronger action on climate, trade, and regional concerns. The ERC is urging political leaders to promote peace and sign a new code of conduct ahead of Ghana's 2025 elections. APNU kicks off its 2025 campaign with promises of wage hikes, cash grants, and expanded social support. And Jamaican judge Winston is sworn in as new president of the Caribbean Court of Justice at its 20th anniversary. On July 4th, the Caribbean community, CARICOM, marked CARICOM Day 2025, celebrating 52 years of regional unity and shared purpose. Leaders across the region reflected on its legacy as the oldest surviving integration movement among developing nations, while also pointing to rising challenges that demand bold, collective action. Jamaica's Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, the current CARICOM chair, said the day offers a moment to reflect on CARICOM's achievements and the urgent need for deeper cooperation. He noted that while the community has helped expand trade, coordinate foreign policy, and support regional development, more must be done, especially to strengthen international trade and drive long-term economic growth.
While we have made progress, there remains more to be done to unlock the potential of the CSND, particularly in driving interregional trade, facilitating movement of skills and capital, and creating sustainable economic growth for all member states. Our commitment to this objective must be steadfast and unwavering. Now, I also want to acknowledge and commend the significant role that our regional institutions and mechanisms continue to play in the implementation of policies and programs agreed by the Conference of Heads of Government. Through institutions such as the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARFA, the Caribbean Examination Council, CXC, the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, CDEMA, the Caribbean Implementing Agency for Crime and Security Impacts, the Caribbean Agricultural Development Institute, CARDI, and the University of the West Indies, UWI, CARICOM is able to deliver tangible benefits for Caribbean citizens in ways that directly impact their quality of life, most critically when it comes to health, education, disaster management, regional security, and agriculture.
Holness called unity the key to securing regional peace and prosperity, and said CARICOM remains a powerful symbol of what's possible when the region works together. CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett acknowledged that this year's celebration comes amid tough times, from the devastation of Hurricane Beryl to global trade uncertainty and regional security threats. She said despite these pressures, the humanitarian crisis in Haiti remains at the top of the community's agenda. Dr. Barnett also pointed to the community's strengths in values of democracy, human rights, and shared responsibility, which have guided major wins, including COVID-19 cooperation, food security plans, and climate finance advocacy. Now, attention turns to Montego Bay, Jamaica, where CARICOM heads of government are meeting for the 49th regular conference. Key topics include regional security, trade negotiations, and the future of the CARICOM single market and economy. Ghana's President Dr. Irfan Ali reaffirmed Ghana's deep commitment to the regional project, calling CARICOM a towering symbol of unity and cooperation. He warned that regional integration is no longer aspirational. It's an urgent necessity, especially in the face of climate change, natural disasters, and volatile global markets. President Ali called for coordinated action on intra-regional trade, food security, and resilient energy systems, and urged CARICOM to remain vigilant in defending democratic values, which he said are central to the region's strength. Healthcare took a major step closer to home for thousands of residents along the east coast of Demerara, as President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali officially commissioned the Edmo Regional Hospital on Friday evening. The new facility promises modern, people-centered care just minutes away from where patients live. From emergency services and maternity care to general medicine, the hospital is designed to eliminate costly and time-consuming trips to Georgetown, bringing 24/7 healthcare directly to communities' doorsteps.
We're opening a door to the future. We are raising the curtain on a new era of healthcare. We are making history right here, right now. This is not by accident or chance. This hospital is not an example of us simply building a hospital to demonstrate that we have done something for the people. No, this hospital is part of a larger vision, a vision of a Guyana where every child, every mother, every elder, every patient, regardless of their income or their address, has access to high quality, modern, responsive, and people-centered health care.
The state-of-the-art facility features 75 inpatient beds, 2 operating theaters, dialysis and imaging services, and round-the-clock emergency care. East Coast residents can now access a wide range of medical specialties, including dental, ophthalmology, gynecology, audiology, and psychological services, without leaving the region. Beyond healthcare, the hospital also serves as a major employment hub, creating nearly 1,000 jobs for residents of Enmore and neighboring communities. These include positions for doctors, nurses, technicians, and administrative staff.
This hospital is here to serve you, and we look forward that whenever you have any issue, that you will be able to come here and get timely and compassionate care. May this hospital here at Enmore be a testament to what we can achieve together: healthier families, stronger communities, and a brighter future for all Guyana.
The Enmore Regional Hospital is part of a wider national healthcare transformation, backed by $38 billion government investment. In the coming weeks, 4 additional regional hospitals will be commissioned in Lima, Dequinderen, Bat, and Skeldon, while the recently opened Diamond Hospital now serves over 40,000 residents on the east bank of Demerara.
Guyana will emerge as a regional leader in smart care health services. Through a bold and forward-thinking health agenda, the country is rapidly integrating digital technology into public health infrastructure.
The long-term plan includes new hospitals in Moruca, Camarang, Cato, and Latem, as well as major upgrades to existing facilities in Bartica, Linden, and West Demerara. A specialized pediatric and maternal hospital is also under construction to serve women and newborns. China's ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Yang Yang, who attended the ceremony, praised the Enmore Hospital as a symbol of international cooperation and reaffirmed China's continued commitment to Ghana's development, particularly in healthcare. From bricks to breakthrough care, the Enmore Regional Hospital marks a bold step toward healthcare equity, ensuring that previously underserved communities are now central to the country's development agenda. As Ghana gears up for the 2025 general and regional elections, the Ethnic Relations Commission is calling on all political leaders to promote peace, unity, and responsible behavior. In a recent statement, the ERC raised concern about rising tensions among party supporters and urged leaders to set the tone before, during, and after the elections. They're calling for a clear stand against violence, threats, and intimidation, especially at rallies or public meetings. Leaders are also being urged to discourage hostile language or actions, particularly those that could fuel ethnic or political division. The Commission reminds that elections are a democratic right and must happen in an atmosphere of peace and mutual respect. To reinforce this, the ERC plans to roll out a new code of conduct after nomination day, asking all political parties to commit to peaceful campaigning. The ERC says a similar code helped maintain calm during the 2020 elections. Following the Ethnic Relations Commission's call for peace and responsible leadership, the Ghana Elections Commission is also stepping up its role ahead of December 1st, 2025 general and regional elections. GCOM is reminding all political parties of a key constitutional rule. Individuals with dual citizenship are not eligible to sit in the National Assembly. In a statement issued July 6, the Commission pointed to Article 155(1)(a), which disqualifies anyone who, by their own act, shows allegiance to a foreign power. GCOM warns that including such individuals on a party's candidate list will render that list defective. The Commission also reminded parties of Article 155(1)(d), which bars candidates currently holding certain public offices, like judges or election officials. At the same time, GCOM is intensifying its nationwide voter education campaign. Outreach teams have already visited markets and public spaces across Regions 3 and 4, and are now expanding into Region 2 and Berbice in the coming days. The session aims to inform voters about their rights, the voting process, and electoral offenses. GCOM is also using radio, TV, and social media to keep the public informed, urging all Guyanese to stay engaged and election ready. From voter education to campaign rules, election momentum is building. We'll be right back with more on the political front, including APNU's latest pitch to voters. Stay with us.
The ExxonMobil Guyana Global Super League is back and it's bigger than ever. Defending champions, Rangpur Riders return to defend their crown, but the Warriors, the proud hosts, are ready to battle on home soil. The best from Australia, New Zealand, and the UAE join the fight for global glory. The ultimate test, the ultimate prize. It's the clash of the T20 champions. Get your tickets now at Warriors Box Office or GSLT20.com.
Welcome back. With election season heating up, political parties are stepping into high gear. APNU is first out the gate with its 2025 campaign launch. A partnership for national unity, APNU, officially launched its 2025 general and regional elections campaign on Sunday at the Square of the Revolution, unveiling a policy agenda it says is focused on improving the lives of ordinary Guyanese. The party reiterated its commitment to tackling corruption and ensuring citizens benefit meaningfully from the country's oil wealth. Among the key proposals announced were a 35% increase in public servant salaries, an old age pension of $100,000, an annual child cash grant of $120,000, student stipends, and an increase in the income tax threshold to $400,000. Presidential candidate Orby Norton said an APNU-led government would prioritize social support, including initiatives to assist the homeless and enhance access to soft skills and cultural development. He emphasized that cultural industries should be supported so individuals can benefit from their talents and creativity. Norton also committed to investing in sports across the country, regardless of location. He pledged that athletes would be paid a salary to pursue their disciplines, receive government sponsorship for international competitions, and benefit from medical insurance to protect their careers in case of injury. While acknowledging the importance of infrastructure, Norton criticized the current administration's emphasis on construction and roads, arguing that his party would shift the focus toward improving people's lives.
But I'm saying to you, under our people-centered development strategy, you, the people, will be the main focus. This is not a time for nonsense. This is a time when we have to ensure that the resources of this country meet the people of Guyana. We're saying to you, the most important resource in this country is the human resource. We're saying we will pay that resource well. We want to retain our nurses, we want to retain our teachers, so we will pay them well. And we're saying that we will ensure we have a strong technical and vocational program so that a lot of our youths on the road can get training.
Norton also accused the current government of mismanaging the country's natural resources, stating that wealth is being extracted without sufficient benefit to citizens. Prime Ministerial candidate Jurita Fernandez echoed similar sentiments, pledging to improve living standards across the board. She highlighted planned enhancements to the Child Cash Grant program, greater support for indigenous communities, expanded access to housing, healthcare, education, and other public services. Fernandez also acknowledged systemic challenges that, she said, prevent many citizens from fully accessing government services and opportunities.
We acknowledge the public servants and we admire and commend the public servants that have been fighting to keep our country and our public service above par. We acknowledge the constraints that they have when they are working for ministers that want them to be corrupt, that instructs them to be corrupt. We acknowledge the contractors out there that had to buy a contract here and there. We are telling you that we will make all your lives better, and we will make sure that never again you have to do that. We will make sure that when you get a small contract, it's a contract that you will benefit from and you don't have to pay for it. We will make sure that your work and the project will be done efficiently because there will be such transparency and your small business will grow.
Sunday's campaign launch featured several senior APNU figures, including Dr. David Hines of the Working People's Alliance, Colonel Joseph of the National Front Alliance, and party members Ganesh Mai Paul and Christopher Jones. The coalition also introduced new faces, including gospel singer Saiku Andrews, youth leader Eden Carbon, and attorney Ronald Daniels. In more elections news, a number of new parties are coming forward to contest December 1st general and regional elections. With this in mind, politician and former member of the Partnership for National Unity, APNU, James Bond, firmly believes that these smaller parties are no match for the People's Progressive Party, PPP. Speaking on the latest edition of Starting Point, Bond shared his opinion that the APNU is the closest political rival to the PPP, as he noted parties such as Alliance for Change, AFC, A New United Guyana, ANUG, and We Invest in Nationhood, WIN, and the others do not currently present a challenge.
You point me to a political party that can match the talent, the wealth of experience, the competency of the People's Progressive Party Civic in the Caribbean. I'm not talking about Guyana locally. I've said it many a times that we have the best president right now. I've said it many a times we have the best prime minister. I've said it, we have the best politician in the Caribbean in Dr. Barra Jagdeo. No, the small parties, now let me call them by what they are, the small parties. The party that gets the most attention from the People's Progressive Party Civic is the APNU PNC coalition. If you listen to the press conferences in terms of politics, and let me just stick to politics, the PNC APNU gets the most attention from the PPP Civic.
Bond noted as a politician, he does not judge a candidate's ability to secure seats by their social media fanfare and other efforts, as he pointed to what he described as the PPP's strong track record.
What does it take to run a country? It's not a popularity contest. It's not handouts. Government has already a substantial amount of money in terms of its social services, in terms of pensions, in terms of education and health. Education is now free. Health services are free. All these are, you don't not to use the word handout, but these are social services for free that the government already does. You're talking about small business grants, a number of things that government does for free that comes at no cost to the citizen. And so it is not about just handing out. I think running a country, you have to have a certain set skills, a certain amount of intelligence and political intelligence.
He further highlighted a move such as President Dr. Irfan Ali defending the need for reparations on the international stage, as well as advancing climate change efforts on the global stage, has demonstrated that he has intelligence, competence, and political awareness needed to lead Guyana. On the other hand, he said that while opposition leader Orbie Norton has made a number of mistakes, he presents as the only competition. The Guyana Press Association has entered a new chapter. Veteran journalist Ivor Wharton has been elected as the new president of the GPA, following the association's general members meeting at the Theatre Guild in Kingston. The election also saw a full executive installed, including editors, reporters, and veteran media professionals. Wharton, who has nearly 2 decades of experience in the industry, says his next chapter will be focused on strengthening the fraternity through training, collaboration, and reform.
One of the, some of the things that I want to focus on in this new role as president of the Press Association is for us to focus on a lot more training. I know one of the media trainings we have coming up is with the Guyana Elections Commission, and that is for the upcoming general and regional elections. I also intend to engage the University of Guyana and to do some short courses for media workers, but our interaction with the University of Guyana is not only going to be limited to the short courses, but I intend to reach out to the different faculties at the university so that we can, have other persons from those fields come into the media, because we need specialists in a lot of these areas. Yes, many of us have covered a lot of stories, but we aren't specialists. We aren't specialized in the areas, in some of the areas that we cover. So if we are able to convince university students to pursue journalism as a career, it is going to be a plus because we have persons who are going to be specialists in things like environmental science and so on.
Wharton Forrest joined the Press Association in 2005, shortly after starting her journalism career. She's covered everything from crime to politics to sports, and she says she's now ready to help guide the future of the profession. Also elected were Ariana Gordon as Vice President, Svetlana Abrams as Treasurer, and Samantha Allen as Assistant Treasurer. Floor members include Gordon Mosley, Miranda LaRose, Royston Drakes, and Shervin Belgrave. Outgoing President Nazima Raghubir delivered her final remarks before officially handing over the reins. The GPA's 2023 financial statement has been filed and is now public, according to the new executive. The new GPA president has indicated that she's stepping into this new role with a plan and her sights set on training, specialization, and deeper collaboration across institutions. She also made a clear call for all media professionals to engage, contribute, and grow. According to the new GPA executive, the press belongs to everyone in it, and it's now the time to strengthen it together. More than 100 local entrepreneurs, executives, and team leaders gathered recently for the 40th edition of Growth Club, a quarterly business planning forum hosted by Action Coach Guyana. Held at the Pegasus Exhibition Center due to growing demand, the one-day workshop helped participants build 90-day action plans focused on clarity, accountability, and results, a response to Ghana's fast-evolving economic environment. Growth Club is more than a workshop, it's a discipline, said Dr. Vishnu Durga, founder of Action Coach Guyana. Now in its 10th year, the event drew representatives from companies such as Florida Guyana, Guyana Port Inc., Target Customs Brokerage, Caribbean Medical Supplies, and Heli Ranch Maintenance Solutions Inc. Supported by sponsors including GMTI, One Communications, NSB Omega, Guyana Inc., Fusion Hospitality, and Dave's Promotional Products. The training was accessible to a larger group of business leaders than ever before. GMTI CEO Sean Gurcharan described the initiative as a blueprint for capitalizing on your thriving economy, pledging continued support through strategic financing. Brava General Manager Hilton Wong of One Communications emphasized the importance of digital infrastructure for smart, scalable growth, while NSB Omega's HR Manager Safia Ali pointed to improved workforce planning as a key benefit of structured business development. Feedback from attendees was overwhelmingly positive, with sessions rated above 4.5 out of 5 for content, speaker delivery, and practical application. Several attendees highlighted the forum's role in providing space for reflection and recalibration amid daily operations. The next Growth Club session is scheduled for September 27, 2025. When we come back, a new exchange deal promises to open European doors for Guyanese students, plus cross-border partnerships and a local triumph in squash. Don't go anywhere.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
You're watching Ignite News on 6 at 6. Thanks for staying with us. We turn now to education, where the University of Guyana is forging global connections through a new agreement with the EU Chamber of Commerce. The University of Guyana and the European Chamber of Commerce in Guyana have signed a landmark agreement to kick off a global exchange initiative. Negotiated by UG's Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Institutional Advancement, Dr. Melissa Eiffel, and confirmed by Vice-Chancellor Professor Paloma Mohamed Martin, the deal will give Guyanese students more access to academic and cultural exchange opportunities across Europe. Chair of the European Chamber, Alita Bishop, says the partnership helps prepare the next generation of academics.
The Global Exchange Initiative, or GEI, seeks to provide University of Ghana students with the opportunity at partner universities across Europe immerse in industries that aligns with their degree and our region's development priorities, including oil and gas, health, business, engineering, and more. But this isn't just about academic mobility. It is about building bridges between continents, cultures, and ideas.
Bishop said that students will have access to the European academic network, as well as tools that would allow them to compete in the 21st century. Professor Mohammed Martin called the agreement timely and relevant, as it synchronizes with the university's plans to offer students external opportunities. She noted, however, that while the current MOU focuses on sending Guyanese students abroad, UG is also ready to host international students.
We would want to suggest that Guyana has a lot to offer, and in fact we do have students who have come from not the EU, but certainly from the US and other places where they do have some very meaningful grounding and sometimes even, if I might say, spiritual experiences about kind of self-discovery, who they are, where their roots are, but also identity as well. Apart from the other technical and other very important and I think significant, globally significant technical areas that we lead in, such as that biodiversity, climate, now oil and gas, I would say how to address diversity issues in a plural society, indigeneity, and all those kinds of things. So we do have quite a bit that we can offer reciprocally.
The Vice Chancellor shared the opinion that the initiative will make UG students more workforce ready and better equipped to meet the demands of Guyana's growing economy. As Guyana and Brazil's northern state of Roraima strengthened ties, key infrastructure and economic projects in the border tongue of Latam took center stage during a recent high-level visit. From July 4th to 5th, Roraima Governor Antonio Oliverio Garcia de Almeida, accompanied by senior officials, met with President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali and cabinet ministers at State House in Georgetown. Discussions focused on accelerating the second phase of the Linden-Latam Road project, vital for boosting cross-border connectivity and trade. Both governments agreed on plans to develop a regional food and livestock processing hub aimed at increasing agriculture exports to Caribbean and international markets, supporting food security in the region. Additionally, the establishment of an integrated energy complex in Latam was announced. This public-private partnership will feature facilities for liquefied natural gas, liquefied petroleum gas, and other petroleum products. Other cooperation areas include scholarships and technical exchanges between tertiary institutions, improving customs and immigration processes at the Latam-Bumfin border, and formalizing a memorandum of understanding to guide joint efforts. To oversee these initiatives, a joint working group with clear goals and timelines will be created to drive bilateral collaboration forward. In tragic news, police are investigating the suspected drowning of 44-year-old contractor Raj Bursa of Ruby Back Dam, East Bank, Essequibo, who reportedly fell into a drainage canal around 7 p.m. on Saturday, July 5th. According to initial reports, Bursa had been consuming alcohol at a nearby shop before he got up to urinate near the main drainage canal. He reportedly slipped in and fell into the canal, which was experiencing strong water currents due to an open coker pulling northward. Police were summoned to the scene where residents had gathered. A search party was formed, and about 2 hours later, Bursa's motionless body was found approximately 6 feet from the point of entry into the canal. The body was taken to the Lenora Cottage Hospital, where a doctor pronounced him dead. Police confirmed that there were no marks of violence were observed. Bursa's bodies had been taken to the Ezekiel Funeral Home, where it remains awaiting a post-mortem examination as investigations continue. In sports, Guyana has reclaimed its place at the top of Caribbean squash, dominating the 2025 Caribbean Area Squash Association Junior Championships over the weekend in the Cayman Islands. The national squad captured all 3 major titles, the boys, girls, and overall team championships, marking Guyana's first overall win at the regional tournament since 2022. Throughout the week-long competition, the Guyanese players showed outstanding skill and grit. The boys' team edged past Trinidad and Tobago, taking the final 6 matches to 3, while the girls' team, led by Emily Fangafat, secured a convincing 4-2 win over Barbados. Among the standout performances, Luis da Silva and Avery Arjun, who staged a dramatic comeback from triple match points down to win gold in the mixed doubles final. Both athletes also clinched gold in their individual categories, alongside Kaylee Lowe in the under-15s and Alexis Arjun in the under-11 division. The team also walked away with several silver medals in age group categories and earned bronze in both boys and girls doubles. Much of this year's success is being credited to the return of veteran coach Carl Ince, whose leadership helped elevate the team's performance across the board. With its latest victory, Ghana once again reaffirms its powerhouse status in Caribbean junior squash. The West Indies team was not as lucky. Australia has wrapped up the Test series against the West Indies with another dominant win, this time in Grenada by 133 runs. After setting the home side 277 to win, the Australian bowlers tore through the West Indies lineup in just over 34 overs, sealing a 2-0 lead in the 3-match series. Mitchell Starc and Nathan Lyon both grabbed 3 wickets, with Lyon now just one short of overtaking Glenn McGrath as Australia's second highest Test wicket taker. The day had started with Shamar Joseph taking 4 wickets to clean up the Aussie tail, but chasing on a tough pitch proved too much for the West Indies. Only Shea Hope offered real resistance with 34 runs, while Starc, Hazelwood and Cummings shared the damage. Australia won the first Test in Barbados by 159 runs and will now look to complete a clean sweep when the final match gets underway in Jamaica next week. Suriname makes history with the election of its first female president. That story and more regional and international updates after the break. Welcome back. We begin this segment in Suriname, where leadership has a whole new look. Regionally, Suriname has elected its first female president. Lawmakers on Sunday confirmed 71-year-old physician and longtime lawmaker Jennifer Geeling Simons as head of state, after a coalition deal broke a near deadlock in May's general election. Simons, who once served as parliamentary speaker, ran unopposed and will take office on July 16th, alongside Vice President-elect Gregory Russland. She inherits a nation facing deep economic hardship, rising debt, and high public frustration, but one also on the verge of an oil boom. Backed by a 6-party deal, her National Democratic Party clinched 18 seats in the 51-member assembly, narrowly beating outgoing President Chandrika Prasad Santokhi, whose administration was marred by austerity and corruption scandals. Simons promises to focus on fairness, youth opportunity, and improving tax collection to stabilize state finances. The Dutch-speaking country is betting on its first major offshore oil project, led by Total Energies, to begin production by 2028. Simons acknowledged the historic weight of re-election, saying, "I am aware that the heavy task I've taken on is further aggravated by the fact that I am the first woman to serve the country in this position." She now faces the challenge of leading a fragile nation towards stability and a more prosperous future. Still in the region, Justice Winston Charles Anderson is now the 4th president of the Caribbean Court of Justice, officially taking office during a swearing-in ceremony held in Jamaica on Sunday. His appointment comes as the CCJ celebrates its 20th anniversary, marking 2 decades of delivering rulings that have shaped regional law and identity. Justice Anderson, who hails from St. Anne, Jamaica, reflected on his humble beginnings and thanked former CCJ presidents for laying a strong foundation. He noted that the court's hundreds of rulings have helped influence legal standards and daily life across the region. A seasoned jurist, Anderson has served as general counsel to CARICOM, a senior lecturer and policy advisor. He studied both the University of the West Indies and Cambridge University, and became the first Jamaican and youngest judge appointed to the CCJ in 2010. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness praised the appointment and pledged continued support for the court's growth, calling it a guardian of regional legal identity. Tributes were also paid to outgoing President Justice Adrian Saunders, who is stepping down after a 48th legal career, including 7 years at the helm of the CCJ. Justice Saunders expressed thanks for the opportunity to serve and offered his full support. Finally, in international news, U.S. President Donald Trump is ramping up his global trade offensive, announcing 25% tariffs on all exports from Japan and South Korea. In letters released today to the leaders of both countries, Trump cited persistent trade deficits and what he called unfair barriers. The tariffs, effective August 1st, will also apply to goods routed through either nation to dodge higher duties. Trump says companies can avoid the tariffs by moving manufacturing to the U.S., promising fast-track approvals. The letters are the first in a series expected this week. Trump also warned Sunday that countries supporting what he called the anti-American policies of the BRICS trading bloc will face an additional 10% tariff, no exceptions. The bloc includes Brazil, China, Russia, India, and newer members like Iran and the UAE. BRICS leaders meeting in Rio de Janeiro this week have criticized tariff increases, warning they threaten global stability. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nikram. See you tomorrow for more Ignite News.